It's one of those things I think would be really cool. Give Link a voice finally, okay? I don't mean like, hey, when he's chopping the grass and getting all the goddamn rupees. No, give him a voice, have him become a character, stop having him be an avatar. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. But now, my friends, we have to go ahead and get to these Patreon questions. So as you come in here, welcome everybody, chat. Let me go ahead and get this up right now. We have a lot of questions. Many of these I've put much thought into, chat. All right, here we go. So I'm going to answer these in the order at which I have received them, chat. All right, in chronological order. And so the first person who submitted 5 questions was Vanny, chat. Vanispheres. Thank you, Vanny, for being a juicy Ganger subscriber. I really appreciate that. And this is his first question, chat. You know, it's so appropriate. After talking about Zelda right now and then trying to figure out how I'm going to eventually play Wind Waker. Nintendo always ports their games to their consoles. They've been doing that since, for years. So they'll eventually come to the Switch, chat, or whatever their next console is going to be someday. Don't worry, I'll play. But this is Vanny's first question. Nintendo wants to take Zelda in a weird direction and have it set in a futuristic Hyrule. How do they not F it up? Honestly, I'll tell you this. The aesthetic of Zelda games never bothers me. So if you want to change it up, if you want to do it, whether it be like a darker style or a cartoony style, that's totally fine. You want to do a futuristic style, a cyberpunk Zelda? Sure, why not? That's cool. I have no problems with that. I think that you have... Nintendo fans and Zelda fans, they are very precious over their various franchises, and they don't want a lot of specific changes. You know, it's like the kind of the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Actually, I started to get kind of sick of that. My whole thing is I would love for them to do dramatic changes to the Zelda franchise. So if you want to go with something that's not a medieval direction, medieval, dark ages, you know, fantasy-esque, want to go more like a sci-fi angle, I am so cool with that. That sounds very refreshing to me. I would love that. Now, things that I mean, again, to not F it up, you know, this is very subjective. This is very subjective, and I imagine I'm going to get a little pushback on this. But my whole thing is, I would not just tell the same goddamn story as that, you know, over again. They've been doing it all the time, chat. You know, yes, they've had some diverging Zelda-esque storylines. They've been slightly experimental, but for the most part, chat, you gotta fucking help Princess Zelda. Ganondorf's being an asshole. That's usually what it is. So I would love it if they just go in a whole different direction. They have a brand new villain. That would be really cool. Like, Ganon's not even the game. Sounds good to me. It's a whole new threat, chat. Let's do something different. I don't care about the chronology and the 3 diverging timelines. Just create a new one. I don't care. Just do something dramatically different to get me interested in it. And some other things that I've been saying for years, I've said it on my stream, whether it be on Double Toast's streams, chat, but there are some things I think they should do. What would get me interested is you tell a good story. It's like when people always say, "Oh, Zelda has some of the best stories in video games." It really doesn't. You know, it has, because it's the same general premise. It's Link going around, has to save Zelda, has to stop Ganondorf, and so I would emphasize like character development. It's one of those things I think would be really cool. Give Link a voice finally. Okay, I don't mean like hey when he's chopping the grass and getting all the goddamn rupees. No, give him a voice, have him become a character, stop having him be an avatar. I think that so I can be engendered towards him, so I could like him instead of just thinking he's just the protagonist. That's all he is. He's a simple avatar. So give him a voice and give him relationships with the various characters he comes across and befriends. Like put some RPG storytelling elements into a Zelda game. Like Breath of the Wild had a lot of RPG mechanics. Some I liked and some I did not of what I played of that game. And they gave voices to some of the characters, and I'm like, that's cool, but why? But Link is just like, just standing there doing nothing, just staring blankly at them. They gave Zelda a voice. and it's like, but they're always like looking or talking to a character who's literally just standing there or sitting there going, that's it. And to me, that's just boring. And so I would love it if he actually interacted with these people and had actual relationships with them. And it's like, God damn it, stop being around the fucking bush with the whole Link and Zelda relationship. I'm tired of it, all right? Like, I thought they were going to set up a romance with them in Breath of the Wild. And like, I don't know what her affections are towards Link. Clearly she likes him, but, Link is just like, he's just sitting there the whole goddamn time. So if you want to actually tell a story where it's focused on their relationship and it becomes romantic, cool. Make me care about that relationship. So those are the things I would definitely say, do not fuck it up. Stop doing the same goddamn thing. Fool around with the aesthetic. I have no problem with that at all. Futuristic, medieval, whatever. And make me care about Link and Zelda and their relationship and the world itself. That was one of my biggest criticisms of Breath of the Wild, chat. It's a beautiful world that's an empty goddamn shell. I could give a shit less about the people in that world. And it's just like, despite it being massive, it felt like there was just so little to do. It was like, yes, there's a lot of grassy plains and stuff, and you got the little goblins all around, but it wasn't nearly enough. It wasn't nearly enough for me. So let's double down. Let's triple down on telling a story, an actual story, with characters I can care about. That is what would make me care. That's how you would not fuck up Zelda. Really, well, look, is Nintendo change heresy you speak of, Chris? I know. I just can't get into Breath of the Wild as much as I tried. No, yeah, I gave it like 10 hours. I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, it's definitely one of the better Zelda games over the last few years, significantly better than something like Skyward Sword, which is so funny because Skyward Sword was beloved when it came out. It got like 10s and 9s, and everyone's like, oh, it's one of the greatest games of all time, just jerking off to it. And everyone looks back and goes, oh, yeah, that game's not so good. And so I'm just like, now you say that. A lot of people coddle Nintendo, I think, to a significant degree, especially the gaming press. And so like I've been harsher on Nintendo than I think a lot of other people. And like I want them to take risks with a property like that. Like tell a good story for once. And they don't seem interested. So in order for them not to fuck it up for me, do those things. Experiment. And make me actually care about Link for the first time ever. That would impress me. That would immediately impress me. So, hope that answered your question, Vanny. Thank you for that. What about you guys? What would make you care about? What would you want from a Zelda game? What do you desire? This same company that has made the same Pokemon game over and over. Exactly. Yeah. They published it for Game Freak. It's very true. Like Nintendo is that company that just doesn't want to innovate in certain ways. And when it comes to hardware, yes. But in games, no. Clearly not. Clearly they do not want to. I know, but Nintendo pulls the strings, yeah. The Legend of Zelda has stories. Yeah, barely does, chat. If they told them to upgrade shit, they'd have to. I don't know much about Zelda. Breath of the Wild was a good direction with the semi-open world, but you nailed it. It felt empty. Something like that with a better story and more to do. Exactly. Give me some quests. Like I've said this before. I rather have 30 robust side quests where I care about these characters and have my like squad mates or whoever or companions have a reaction to certain things than I do than a 500 generic quest where I have to kill a wolf pack and I have to bring the skins to some old woman because her husband was eaten by them. It's like I hate that shit. And Breath of the Wild had all that kind of crap in there, and I hate that. It just bores me. Maybe a Zelda RPG. I'm fine with Zelda RPG. That's what I want, but make sure that's what Breath of the Wild is. Breath of the Wild was a Zelda RPG. It had mechanics. It had gameplay mechanics of an RPG. It just didn't have that robust story that I desperately wanted. Breath of the Wild was solid overall, but I had the ending felt like a fart in the wind. Yeah, because they didn't emphasize story in that. Probably. I didn't even get to the ending. I don't know what happened. I imagine you fight Ganon, right? You fight Ganondorf. I'm interested in Breath of the Wild too. From what I saw, but I'd like to play Zelda in a main Zelda. That'd be cool. Yeah, let's change it up. Let's play as... It's always called The Legend of Zelda, and yet Link does all the goddamn work. He does all the work in it. He does the heavy lifting. Why does Zelda get her? No, give me the fucking Legend of Link. That's what we need, chap. Stop giving it Legend of Zelda. She didn't do shit. She comes in at the 11th goddamn hour. I was like, hi, guys, I'm here, even though I didn't do anything. It's just like, all right. So, maybe she's your... that would be kind of cool, chat, where you go on an adventure together. And you can control both of them. That would be interesting. She's like a companion character, or you can play as Zelda, or you can play as Link, whatever you want. That would be cool. The Ganon fight was actually pretty incredible, but the actual ending cutscene was just blech. Just bleh. Look how people love Genshin Impact's basically a Zelda Breath of the Wild game with more person. Yeah, I mean, anything. Oh, I'm not comfortable changing games to other games. I think that's part of the problem is why I think so much of what Nintendo does for their software is not very innovative. Hardware, sure, I'll give them that, whether I like the hardware or not. And I have had many complaints about Nintendo hardware over the years and their online infrastructure. But the thing that I've always critiqued them on the most is how they just seem to always look inward and not outward what other people are doing. And to get me interested in a lot of their games again, it would be like, okay, let's do something with our properties that is still very much rooted in those original games, but let's expand upon these worlds. And they just don't seem interested in doing that. And that disappoints me. It disappoints me, Chad. But yeah, it was just new for Zelda. Exactly. Breath of the Wild did nothing new. It was just new for Zelda fans. Exactly. It's Zelda Breath of the Wild is, to me, it did what RPGs have been doing for 20 years. And Zelda finally did it. It's like, congratulations, Zelda. Welcome to 2001. So, yeah, this is how I feel. I like Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey was great. Now, that's probably my favorite 3D Mario game, but I know that a lot of people, they love the way that the Nintendo games have been made, and it's like, okay, agree to disagree, but I'm just saying for me subjectively, this is what I would want. This is what I desperately want in order to get back in the Nintendo and feel invested in their games, particularly Zelda, because I played a lot of the old schools. Like, my favorite Zelda game is, Link to the Past. Love that game. But that's what I want. I want really cool storytelling from Nintendo, and that's something they just don't seem interested in. And I'm completely fine with them changing the aesthetic. So sci-fi, totally cool with me. Totally cool with me. But now, chat, we'll go ahead and move on to Vanny's next question. Told you, chat, I give these questions a lot of thought. This is question, chat. As a content creator, how do you avoid running out of ideas or experiencing burnout? Staying busy. I'm infinitely busy, and I have a never-ending backlog. That helps. But no, to answer your question, especially in regards to experiencing burnout, I mean, avoiding new ideas. I feel like I'm at a place right now where I like focus. I don't want to spread myself too thin when it comes to content creation, because I have a lot of things going on, chat. I mean, I have my Twitch channel where I do movie reviews, I do cartoon reviews, I do watch parties, I play single-player games, I play multiplayer games, I do a Q&A video cast series. Like, that's a lot for, like, one streamer. Oftentimes, I don't see, like, a lot of streamers, I'll say this, not to, blow my own horn a little bit, but, like, who do all those things. So that's a lot for Twitch, but then I also have a YouTube channel where I upload all my previously recorded content, or I do reaction videos to, like, trailers or what have you. And I also have my own Patreon chat where I offer another different type of content where it's mostly focused on commentaries and video commentaries for movies and cartoons. And that's primarily the big focus right there. We're also doing voting for upcoming content. So that keeps me motivated because, even though it's kind of all related to each other, it's something different for each thing. And so that's pretty cool. Now, in order to avoid burnout, the thing is, you have to take a break. So I'm not, for me, because I work pretty much on this stuff every day for the most part, at least something every day. But if you're feeling that, if you're feeling fatigue, which I certainly have, and even since going full time in October, it's like, okay, I have to relax. I got to just decompress. I'm not going to work on anything. Even when you feel like, I want to get this thing out right now, but it's just like, if you feel constantly under stress, then you're not going to produce good content. You're going to feel rushed, you're going to feel pressure, and you're going to become resentful. And so at that point, you just got to go, okay, I got to go ahead and take a mental health day or a physical health day where, I just need to relax. Or another good thing, if you're stressed out, experiencing burnout, exercise. Chat. I've done some things for myself where I go for long walks. I do cardio, chat, every day. I lift weights. Just to decompress, just to exercise. Exercise is a great tool for stress relief, chat. And I try to do it every day. Not weightlifting. I do that maybe like three or 4 days a week. But I do cardio every day just to decompress. So that's very important. Exercise is a great way to do that, chat. But sometimes you just need to take a nap. Like, I've embraced napping, chat. Like, a good nap can, that could do fucking wonders for you during the day. Especially sometimes when I'm up late streaming. And then I feel refreshed, I feel a little bit motivated, I feel excited, I feel inspired, and I can apply myself to my work, whether it be Twitch streaming here or editing videos for YouTube or recording content for my Patreon. Like, I always stay busy because I'm always going to have a backlog. Thank you, leave 100 biddies. Yay, first glass of juice for the night. Happy to have you here, Glee. Hope you're enjoying that glass of juice. But those are the things, Shed. It's like you can't just keep at it the entire time. You're going to have to take some time for yourself, and I do so. I do so. I do stream pretty much every single day, but I do take some time for myself, a few hours during the day, just to be like, whew. Because you need to do that, or you're going to go fucking crazy, and you're going to become resentful. You're going to hate what you do, and I'm not at that point yet. I absolutely love it. Marvel Buffner, welcome to stream. Hope you're doing very well. It's also good for detoxing out the whiskey. Exactly. Exactly. Chris loves long walks on the beach. If there was a fucking beach right next to me, I would definitely be walking right on it. No question. Alex Bernal, welcome to stream. How are you? Also, no 8-bit. Oh, no, we're doing 8-bit. It's at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I just do my class in the glass cast beforehand. I usually start like at 5:30, and I answer my Patreon's patron questions, or my patron's Patreon questions, I'd say. I reversed it. So that is what I definitely suggest. Oh, Narja, I just started watching your Skyrim series on YouTube. Just witnessed the creation of one of Idris, the Sneaky Cat Daddy. I'm glad you like that, Narja. It's like a 20-plus series, right? I'll return to that someday, too. I got to complete that Dragonborn DLC. I hope you like it. You love it so far? Nice. Marvel Buff there. Thanks, guys. Shitty Thursday, but this makes it better. Well, I'm sorry to either, Marvel. Chat, can we get some Mr. Revan Yace, Mr. Revan Hypes in the chat right now for Marvel Buff Nerd? That would mean a lot to me. I'll go ahead and join you in that right now. Let's get some Mr. Revenues and hypes from Marvel Buff here. Let's send some goodwill his way. I'm sorry about they're having a shitty Thursday. It happens. It happens. And I have bad days too. Sometimes this is like, this thing I wasn't able to get up or whatever, or not feeling great. Just got to take some time for yourself. It's very important to do that, chat, to avoid burnout. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question. But I have definitely stayed busy. No doubt about that. But it's also, I think, very important not to spread yourself too thin, because I have all these things I'm working on right now, all those different types of content. If you spread yourself too thin, I think the overall entirety of what you do will suffer. And so I feel like I'm at a point right now where this is what I'm going to focus on. If I do another thing, then everything else will suffer. So I'm trying to avoid that right now. But thank you for the question, Vanny. Hope that answers it. This is Vanny's third question. Who do you want to collaborate with in the future? So I'm at a point right now that, listen, there are other streamers I would like to collaborate with. Some people who I, often raid, who I'm friends with, chat, on stream. Whether it be, not your parents, of course, chat, or Silver Streak, or even Vanny, or whoever else. But I'm at a period right now where organizing something like that will it takes a lot of work to get on the same page with people, and whoever else is out there, And I've learned over time that in order to execute a vision for something, I'm speaking on personal experience. People can disagree with me. To execute a vision that you have of something, I found that it's often better to go at it alone. Like, I've worked on projects with other people, and we had differing views on it, or we had other obligations. There's no resentment towards it. It's like, I get it. But in order for you, or for me to get what I wanted, I needed to do it myself. Right, and I wanted to do something video game related and movie related, whether it be reviews or chat interaction like this. So the social interaction online, and also playing video games. Like, I had to take the initiative to just do this myself, because other people or whoever just didn't feel the same amount of investment or wanted to do it. And because they had other obligations, that's fine. It's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And so I just wanted to have control over this thing. And so it's like, the only person then to blame is me. The only person to blame is me and what my content is. And so I just wanted to execute to the best of my ability and do it myself. Now, I'm not ruling out any time doing collaboration streams. That's definitely what I want to do. Thank you, Show for the 10 days. My heart's a pitter pattern. I want to do collaboration streams. But due to my backlog of content, especially when it comes to YouTube and also my streaming schedule and everything else, it would be difficult to plan certain things. So it would have to be planned in advance if I would ever do that right now. But right now, nothing is on the docket for collaboration with other streamers. I can speak to that honestly. Narja, your streams are awesome, man. Thank you. Chris Herman, Eminem collab, right? Bell Delphine. Here's your review for Tropic Thunder is great. Made me want to watch me. It's so funny. Thank you. I'm glad you checked that out. It's my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Emerald, welcome to stream. Here's preaching right now, too, to burn out from wearing too many hats. Yep, it can. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Narjo, for 300 biddies. Chris, there's this audiobook series on Audible called Skulldugger. I think you might like it. It's a fantasy with elves, dwarves, etc. Humans are low on the totem pole, but there's this guy who knows how to make whiskey. But whiskey's illegal by the elven law. What? Oh, that's fucking elves. This series, Lord of the Rings, meets Breaking Bad. That's hilarious. I love it. Carl Oswald, I miss Chris. Seems serious. Oh, no. I'm just answering questions. No, I was asked if I would ever, streamers who I'd ever collaborate with. And like, sure, there's people who I do want to collaborate with, but I'm in a period in my life right now that, in my schedule, it would be difficult for me to do those collaborations. And I like to have control of my content. I've talked about this with other people. I like to do certain things. Like one of the things, chat, one of the big reasons why I left my day job was I wanted to focus on this, but I also just wanted to, in a way, be my own boss. I wanted to have a lot of control over something and a lot of control over something in my life, which was my primary source of income, and where I could shape it and mold it and have it created in such a way where I have it where I want it to be. And I've always wanted that. That's always been a thing I wanted. And I'm at a point now where if I have more people coming in and everything, then it's not going to be molded. It's not going to be how I want to be, because you have to deal with many other people. And so I'm not ruling out collaborations in the future. I definitely want to collaborate with people, but I'm not at a point right now where I would do that, consistently. Like sporadically, sure. Like a one-off, sure. But not where it's like all the time consistently. Van Respect, I was with that podcast video cast for 6 months, and the first road bump we hit, they all quit. So I'm going, that's the thing. Exactly, Van. That's what I'm saying. Like you hit, if you're not on the same page, listen, I have seen firsthand what ego can do to a group. In various groups, Chef, all right, what ego can do and just a lack of understanding. And I'm like, all right, when you see that, it just makes you go like, shit, I just want to do this by myself then. So I've learned from this. All right, I've seen all this shit firsthand. And so that's why I want to do it my way. Like, I'll be Mitch, I'll be selfish. I want to do it my way. This is my way. This is how we're going to do it, and this is how I'm going to deliver it. And of course, I'll take feedback. Like, I'll, of course, take feedback from you guys, how to improve it. I always encourage you to critique and to make it better for you guys. But that's one of the things is, like, I want to do this myself. That's why I'm just like, if you want the job done, do it yourself. What did Thanos say, chat? If you want the job done right, do your goddamn self. And what did he do? He snapped half of reality out of existence, chat. I'm Thanos in the equation. Thank you, Show, for the 10 minutes. Great you're sharing this. Thank you, Show. Thank you for watching. Because he wants to stay a wage slave. Good for you getting out of the rat race. Thank you, Delete. Thank you. Authentically, I'd rather do things by myself and go home. Yeah, it isn't technically what you're doing with Double Toast. Yeah, but we're all on this. The difference is to answer the Double Toasted question, I'm all on the same page of everybody. I've talked about this before. Corey knows what I want. I know what Corey wants, and we are in the exact. If you're able, this is the thing. So here's another thing. If you're all on the same page of everybody, and you know what your position is, everything, and what's expected of you, then perfect. Perfect. What I do with Double Toasted and the relationship that I have with Corey and Martin, whoever else, it's totally understood. I know what's expected of me. I know what they want of me, and that's it. Like I tell you right now, chat, there's nothing going on at Double Toasted that's bothered me in any capacity. Corey knows exactly what I want and what we're doing. I'm excited to be there, chat. I'm excited to be on 8-Bit Crumbs and be a part of the Sunday service. And as far as I know, he's in no way bothered by what I do here or what I do for Double Toasted. So we're all in full agreement. We're all in full agreement. and we just gotta be honest with each other if there is an issue. And so, yeah, I'm very happy what I'm doing right now. But when it comes to my own thing, this is very much my own thing. But what I do with Double Toasted, we're all on the same page. Like, if you're able to do that, then that's great. Yeah, that's a very rare thing. We're not having any sense of disagreement, and so I feel pretty good. Oh, hey Chris, do you do 8-bit crumbs for fun? Oh, I mean, I enjoy it. I do work with Double Toast and that. I am paid to be a part of 8-bit and the Sunday service. But no, I love doing it. Absolutely love doing it. Yeah. No, I know that Corey wants me to succeed, and he's been Corey and Martin have been extremely helpful with that Double Toast. The Double Toast community has been extraordinarily helpful, Chad, and I thoroughly acknowledge that. There's no doubt about it, Chad. You know, be completely honest with you. Yeah. And yep, in retrospect, I wasn't in charge of the group, and that drove me fucking exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, this is my name like Howard Stern. One on the other makes it big, and it takes everyone with them. No, listen, I again, say what the fuck you want about Stern every day you start. No, as I said before, no, like in regards to collaboration with Double Toaster, or working with Double Toaster, or working for Corey, we're all on the same page. We're on the same page. Narjo, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Will 5920. We're on that, but when it comes to my stuff, it's my decision. It's my decision, chat. I always take feedback. Always take feedback, whether it be from my mods or from you guys. But this is the content that I control, and what I do with Double Toasted, I enjoy very much, and I've learned a lot from Corey and Martin. So hopefully, I know that question kind of expanded and went in many different directions, try to proliferate a little bit. But hopefully, that answers your question, Vanny. But yeah, right now, I want to focus on my stuff and my content. But for collaborations in the future, sure. But that's not. It won't be. It's not going to be a consistent thing. It's not going to be a consistent thing. All right. This is Vanny's fourth question. If you expand to the point where you feel like you need a staff, what's the first role you would fill? Video editor and publisher. Someone to take my previously recorded streams, chat, edit them down, and add whatever needs to be added, chat, and publish them to my YouTube channel. I desperately need a video editor, chat. So if I ever get to the point where I'm earning enough, I would absolutely contract someone to work on my content, chat, get that stuff up on a regular time, and where I never feel the pressure constantly to go back in my backlog and just go, because it takes so much time to do this, chat. It really does. The editing process, the rendering process, the exporting process, the uploading process, the publishing process takes a significant amount of time. And these streams are long, and especially now that I'm going anywhere between 6 to 8 hours. And it's like, to sit through that stuff, to get someone to do that would be a huge benefit. A huge benefit. And so someday, Chad, when I can afford someone or contract someone, I will definitely hire a video editor and publisher. Amazing. It takes forever. Yep. Marvel Buffner, really appreciate this kind of insight, and World Advice Man is really important topics that we aren't prepared for. Oh no, thank you. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to speak honestly, especially when it comes to the last question. I'm not saying that I'm so knowledgeable and wise. It's like I've experienced certain things. I've seen how things play out, and this is what has worked for me. It could work very differently for someone else. They might not have the same experience that I did, and it works out if they're in a collaboration or something like that. That's absolutely true. I'm just telling you what happened to me. All right, what happened to me, where I'm at, where I'm currently at in terms of my own content and collaborative content I do with other people. I'm just speaking honestly, chat. And I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm just going. This is how I feel about the matter. Alex Bernal, hey Chris, I'm a video editor and I can do it for free. I'll send you an email. I'll work with Silver Streak on a trail, right? Well, that is very kind of you, Alex Bernal. I mean, I don't want to. I never want to put pressure on people like that. That's very kind. If you want to reach out to me, okay. But I would want to have a conversation with you first about what would be involved, because I don't want to just put this on people to do. So, message me, and we can discuss this. You know. Thank you, Show, for the $10 donation. Thank you. This round is on me. Thank you so much, Show. You've been so kind. Thank you for the generous. My heart's a pitter-pattern as we speak. Let's touch base. Let's touch base because the sheer amount of work involves something like that. It's a lot, and I don't want to just put that on people. So, but if you want to, then sure. But I wouldn't expect you to like produce 12 videos, or something like that. Like we can think about this. We can think about this. So thank you for that. That is very very kind. That is very very kind. Maybe we can work out something. You know what? Maybe we can work out something. Maybe I'll get in touch with you. I'll get in touch with you about that. Yeah, let's talk about that. Maybe to assist. Yeah, I'll get in touch with you. I will definitely email. Thank you. We'll talk, and because I feel bad about not paying you for your work. So let's talk about that. We'll talk about that. But thank you again, Show, for the biddies. So I even forgot the question was. I'm sorry. Video editor. That's very important, Chad. So definitely get a video editor and publisher. That would be the big one. And then we have a fun question. We have some very. I love the questions, man. I love these questions. We got very honest. That's totally fine with me. So hope you guys liked it. Hope I didn't offend anybody or anything. I just wanted to speak truthfully, Chad, and how I feel and my own experiences and what I'm doing right now, and also for Double Toasted. And yeah, I hope you like that. I hope you like that part right there. But then we got a nice fun question, Chad, to end it. With Vanny's questions. He says, what 3 books would you take on with you to my Colorado vacation? So Chad, I've talked about in the past how someday, like, what would be my chosen vacation spots, like where would I go for a vacation, basically. And I've talked about I would love to go Hawaii and just be on the beach or something, but I also talked about how I would love to just go to like Colorado or Montana or whatever, rent out a cabin, like a little cabin retreat or something, maybe in the middle of winter, and just spend time there, maybe with a significant other, a partner or something, and just read and relax the whole time, Chad, like properly, like for a month. And I always said that just to catch up on books, because sadly, one of the things I haven't been able to do in quite some time is read. Again, like truly sit down and read a book, which is, I used to be a voracious reader back in the day, especially in high school and early undergraduate in college. And in middle school, too. I was a voracious reader in middle school, too. And just when I got to grad school and since I, really entered, working life, I haven't been able to read anything. And it's disappointed me. But I would love to take like a month out of the year just to do that and get all this reading done. Now, actually, I expanded upon this. I went with, because I thought you said 5 books initially, but you said 3. But there are some books I would love to read. One series I always wanted to read for so long, chap. It's funny because I think Amazon is doing, I think it's Amazon or what company, but I think there's a company doing an adaptation of the Wheel of Time series, which is this fantasy novel series. And I was like, I would love to start the Wheel of Time, Chad. It's like a 14-book series, but I would start with the first book, Chad, The Eye of the World. People have been saying like it's up there of Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and such. And it's like, I would love to start the Wheel of Time, chat. So that'd be number 1. In terms of like, I picked like different books from different genres. And so in terms of my fantasy novel, I would pick the first novel in the Wheel of Time series. In terms of sci-fi novels, chat, I would love to read Metro 2033. Now, you probably have heard that before because you know about the video game series, chat, but the video games are actually adapted from these Russian novels, the Metro series. And so I would love to read what that original book was, Metro 2033, sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, chat, where the world was engulfed in nuclear war, and now we're in Moscow, and the surviving population of Moscow now lives in has a subterranean society. They live in the metro system, the subway system. And I think that'd be really cool. And see what elements did the video game series take from that original novel, Chat. I would love to read the original novel. I think it'd be really cool. Thank you, Deadpool, for the 5 days. If Chris rents a cabin, he's going to get a Misery by a fan, isn't he? I thought about that. Thank you, Deadpool, for the 5 minutes. Books I can still read on the e-reader or break at work, but audiobooks have really become my main source of book consumption. And they do them like radio shows from the old days with effects of voice. I've heard about that. People have suggested a couple of audiobooks for me to check out. That'd be really. Oh, it's coming from Amazon. Nice. Thank you, guys. Yeah. Oh, But yeah, that would be Metro 2033, chat. Audiobooks, like, I want to do that for, like, radio plays and stuff, but I also just miss just reading. Just sitting down and reading something, just quiet. Just very quiet. I just want to experience that again. You know, like have some tea or a cup of coffee there or something and just read a book. I really miss that. So that would be my, like, sci-fi novel. In terms of mystery novels, chat, I've always wanted to read The Big Sleep. I forget the author's name, but it's by the same guy that did, I think, L.A. Confidential and things, I'm pretty sure. And I always wanted to read The Big Sleep. So that'd be my mystery novel pick. Another book I'd get is a horror novel. It's by Dan Simmons, chat. Who's done a bunch of books over the years, but I want to read this one he has called Carrying Comfort. It's really cool concept where I believe it starts in a concentration camp, chat, like in Germany, like Birkenau or something, and it takes place decades later. And apparently one of the escaped Nazi war criminals, chat, it's kind of like Scanners mix of the Holocaust. And it's this guy, this Nazi, because, you know, they experimented in the occult and, like, all sorts of, you know, almost sci-fi-esque technology, right? Where he develops telekinetic psychic abilities, chat, and manipulates people with his mind. Apparently, it's very, very scary. And I've always wanted to, Big Sleep is by Ray Michelle. That's the author. Thank you, Deadpool. And I've always wanted to read it. It sounds like a really cool concept. Thank you. Thank you, by the way, to who we have right here, chat. Scythian, thank you for the follow. You're my new Huckleberry. Welcome to stream. Cheers and salute to you. Speaking of coffee, chat. Yeah, by Ray Michelle. Oh, James Elroy. So James Elroy did L.A. Confidential. That's right. Thank you. So that'll be my big horror novel I want to take with me, chat. Sounds like really cool. You know, like Scanners with Nazis, chat. That's a hell of a combination. And my final book, chat, I've also like survival novels, you know, fictional or nonfiction survival novels or something. So I always like read Hatchet when I was a kid. Always loved Hatchet, chat. I grew up with that shit. And I've always wanted to read In the Heart of the Sea, which there was a movie a few years back with Ron Howard, who it was directed by him. He had Chris Hemsworth, very young Tom Holland. And I heard it was kind of bleh. It was kind of like mediocre. But the whole idea of it, where it follows this whaling ship that suffered a disaster, chat. Apparently a giant sperm whale destroyed their ship, and then they were stranded, chat, and there were reports of cannibalism. It's like, I would really love to read something like that, especially, you know, like, you know, you're out, you know, in the wilderness or something, reading a cool survival novel. Like, that would really get me. I would very much like to read those. So those are my five. Metro 2033, the Wheel of Time series, book 1, The Eye of the World, The Big Sleep by Raymond Chandler, Carrying Comfort by Dan Simmons, and In the Heart of the Sea. What about you guys? What are some novels that you like to take with you? Damn jizz whales. I know the jism whales, chat, the jism whales. Or maybe they just like the genre of Star Wars music. Yeah, that's it. What about you? What would you like, chat? Very nice, very nice. James, welcome to my Juicy and Revenites. James in the house. Good to see you, James. Hope you're doing very well. There she is. Oh, Metro 2033. Thank you for sending me this link, the Elite. It's free. It's free on a bridge. Very nice. On audiobook. Wow. And I have Prime, chat. Wow. Thank you, the Elite, for sending that my way. I loved Hatchet so much when I was in 6th grade. Then I dressed up as Gary Paulson. Book review in front of the. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's cool, Marvel. That's really, yeah, that's nice. The assignment says Sea of Destruction or Born Again. I read nonfiction books from Hazel. That's cool. I want to read more nonfiction someday, too. Also, it says the Earthsea series. Narja, anything Star Wars. I've read many Star Wars books. The Thrawn trilogy. I read the Han Solo trilogy. The Tales of the Bounty Hunters. Tales of Jabba's Palace. Tales of Maz Eisley Canteen. I read all that stuff. Shadows of the Empire. Oh, yeah. I read all those, Narja. Oh, comics. Yeah, Born Again. There's so many comics I want to get caught up on someday, chap. But I was just thinking like actual like novels. For me, but yeah, I would definitely catch up on comics if I could. Then I didn't read novels, but I do like reading a bunch of wrestling books. I still haven't finished the one of Chris Jericho's. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yes, the Tales books were the best. I love those or something because it's fun little short stories. Like, oh, look at that like that character in the background, like that guy. It's like, what is his story? You find out, it's like, what? It's crazy. Right now is a good time to read Image's indie comics. Yeah, Image has always been on a roll for years, decades. I actually want to read it as an adult. I love survival stories like that. Yeah, my favorite book is Hamilton. Yep, and I have that book. And I also read Hamilton. That'll be my 6th book I take with me. Very nice. RDCs, they're about to reboot their universe yet again. Again, always, every like 5 or 7 years. They'd be like, okay, time for a reboot. Clean slate. Always. When in doubt, read Image Comics. Yeah. Well, they're very experimental. They do all sorts of new things in limited series. And I like that. You don't have to, like, you know, have to, like, you got to read issue number 252 of Spider-Man to understand what's going on. It's like, what? So I dig that. Or just, I just wish continuity in comics wasn't a thing anymore. Just tell the stories you want to tell. And just have that be that incarnation, then move on to the next one. That's what I would do. Oh, Batman's black, Wonder Woman is Brazilian. They're mixing up. Interesting. There you go. There you go. But yeah, that'd be my choice. So very good questions, Vanny. I hope you guys like that. Again, thank you, Vanny, for being a Juicy Gainster subscriber. I like that. A good variety of questions right there. We got real, chat. I got real with you. I got very real with you. We also had some fun. And now, chat, we have some questions from JT Asmussen, also known as JT Grim Dresden. This is JT's first question. Most unexpected favorite pizza topping? So I was thinking, chat, because I've had some weird pizza toppings over the years. I mean, people always say pineapple, and pineapple. I like pineapple and ham pizza. I've had it before. It's good. The sweetness and the savoriness actually work well together for me. So I won't even count that. Some people would, though. Some people would. I've had alligator on pizza, chat. I've had alligator. And honestly, alligator just doesn't taste good. It just tastes like sausage. It just tastes like worse pork to me. So I've never been. I also had alligator sauce. Yeah, I've had like alligator, like like a hot dog. Not good. I also had it on pizza. It just tastes like sausage. That's just what it is. But one I've had that's unique but tasted good, chat. And I love it because it's my most hated animal. Smoked deer meat, chat. Smoked deer meat. And that shit was good on that pizza, chat. Now, I love anchovies. Yeah, anchovies is normal to have on a pizza. I love anchovies. But I've had smoked deer meat on pizza, and that was like, it was a homemade pizza. This shit is fucking good. I've had smoked deer meat. I like deer. So that was really good. That, I guess in terms of weirdest but tasty. Weird but tasty smoked deer meat. That's what I've had. The boot hot dog. That's basically what a fuck it is. That's what a goddamn alligator is. Alligator is not tasty, Chad. Not tasty. I'm glad I ate an alligator because, like, I'm eating a dinosaur right now. So that was fucking cool because alligators technically, I mean, they're fucking dinosaurs. They've been alive for, 100 million goddamn years. They haven't really changed at all because they're like an apex predator, Chad. But yeah, I would say, or crocodile, what have you. But yeah, I was not impressed with gator meat. But deer meat, that was good. On pizza, very good. Hash browns and eggs on breakfast pizza. Oh, yeah. No, I've never had a breakfast pizza before. Not sure if it counts, but it was good. Hash browns, cheese, bacon. Well, it's different. I mean, I'll count that. I'll count that because I never had it before. So I'll count that as rare. New addition, Chris, do you like pickles on your burgers? Yes, I do. I like pickles. I like pickles a lot. Why do you hate deer so much? I hate deer because there's too many of them. You know, they're always in the goddamn road and they fucking freeze. Just get out the goddamn room and go, oh, because they see their whole fucking boring life flash before their goddamn eyes. Just like, we know what the life of the deer is. They fucking walk around, they eat a goddamn bush, and that's it. That's their life, chat. And so the fact that they're just staying in the goddamn road, which you know about these goddamn cars, and they make a weird noise. They make a horrible noise. And now they're zombies now, chat. There's like this deer disease going around, and they're like zombies, got all these tumors on them. And it's gross and disgusting. Also, they carry ticks, chat. They carry ticks who have Lyme disease. I know many people who got who were like, they hunted deers or whatever, or they're out in the woods all much, and the deers are near them, and the ticks jump on them, and they give them the Lyme disease, chat. And I hate those fucking deer. I hate them. I don't like them, and I like to eat them. I love to eat deer. There's too many of them. There's way too many of them, chat. There's way too many of them. So, yeah, I am not a fan. I am not a fan. Chris says here because the deer kills, but goddamn right it did. I'm going to kill every goddamn deer I find. Like, I'm not against hunting or anything. Like, let me say this. I'm against hunting, like, endangered animals and shit. Like, I don't want anyone to kill a fucking elephant. Or, that's like, why are you killing an elephant? That's just shitty. Or a rhinoceros, which half of them are going extinct now. Like, that's shitty. I think you're a bad person if you're killing endangered animals. But deer hunting, it's like, who gives a fuck? It's a deer. It's fine. There are too many of them. So that I'm totally okay with. Chat. Oh, that's just me. So but that is my question, chat. Smoked deer meat on pizza was very, very good. And this is JT's second question. Anime series you've been meaning to get into or watching. Recently, I was introduced to a new anime series, and I knew of the Gundam series. I knew of it, but there were many other different series within the whole overall Gundam series. And Deadpool, who was a Juicy Gangster subscriber, one of his requests, I've talked about this before, chat, was for Mobile Suit Gundam, the 8th MS team, chat, MS Division. And I guess it's the sequel series to the original series, as far as I know. It takes place like a month after the events of the original series. And it follows this team on Earth, and they're fighting like I forget the names of the character, but they're fighting like an opposing force, Shane. It has like this Vietnam vibe, Chad. It has this Vietnam vibe, and I really like that. And it's dark. It's very mature. There's bazungas, chat. There's peen. And I'm like, this is cool. I like all this. I like this. It took me aback. It's like it's a 12 episode series. And I've actually gone ahead and watched the second episode. I was like, this is pretty goddamn good. And so I've really liked what I've seen so far of that. And I never watched, I watched clips of Gundam back in the day. Maybe I watched episodes on Toonami like 20 years ago, but I can't remember them. But recently watching this first episode made me go, I want to watch the rest of this. And I watched the second one just for the hell of it. I was like, this is really good. I'm really enjoying myself. And so that was very fun the Zeons. Thank you, the Zeons. It was the Zeons and the Feds, the Feddies as they call them. Yeah, I guess the Zeons are kind of like this Russian-esque organization, government, if you will. It kind of got a lot of Cold War vibes in the chat, where the setting, it feels like it's set in Southeast Asia, so it's very jungle environments. And I was like, this is pretty goddamn good. And so that one I just recently started watching. I was like, wow, this is cool. But I've always been told to watch Fullmetal Alchemist, chat. I've had differing opinions. Watch the original series or watch Brotherhood, which I guess is a more condensed series. People keep telling me both. I'm just like, which one should I go with? I'm going to pick one. And they go back and forth all the time. But I've always wanted to check out Fullmetal Alchemist because apparently it is quite good, Chad. It is quite good. So those are the big two. Those are definitely the big two that I want to watch someday. Too Tall, or continue watching with Gundam, and then actually watch with Brotherhood. Too Tall, what's up, my main man Chris? Sorry, I'm a bit late. No problem, man. No apologies necessary. Just got off my last high school swim practice through the YMCA. By the way, how was your day, my homie? I haven't done much, but do homework, and I also was watching Impractical Jokers. Oh, it's good. No, just answering Patreon questions. Upload some new content to YouTube. Very good. Watch Brotherhood first. People telling me to do that one. Have you watched the Viking anime, Vinland Saga? No, that was another one people have been telling me about. That's no one to add to the list then. Narjo, think of the 200 biddies. So maybe that's a good one. I wish they had a second season. Thank you, Narjo, for the 200 biddies. Very, very kind. I mean, you have any recommendations, chat? Gundam is a very good military anime. Yeah. I really like what I saw of the first 2 episodes of the MS Division, or the 8th MS team. It's got a long name. It's got a long goddamn name. But I really like that one. That was really cool. If you guys have any suggestions for anime I should someday watch, please let me know. But but definitely Fullmetal Alchemist is one that I've always been told you need to watch this. More good video game anime is needed. Yeah, I mean, Castlevania is doing great. We now know there's going to be, a Tomb Raider anime, which is really cool. Looking forward to that one. There's going to be a Skull Island anime, which is, nice. We're talking about that tonight. But let's be honest, Chris, you watch episode 2 of 8th Team for the anime today. I mean, of the Bazungas. And when they put them, that was like, next time on Gundam, and it was like boobs. I was like, all right. Based on the rebooted games, the first 3, which I'm fine with. I was not a fan of the last one they did, Shadow, but I liked the first 2. I liked 2013 and Rise very much. Jotaro is awesome. I have seen Jotaro. Love that one, Cern Baby. Love that one. I've recommended people to watch that too. That is on Amazon. Demon Slayer and Akudama. High School DxD. Shrek Juice, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing very well. Good. Thank you for the recommendations, guys. Thank you. I have seen Attack on Titan. I fell off of it. I did not like season 2. I was like halfway season. I was like, I got bored. Well, apparently season 4 is pretty good. People have been praising that. Trigun. I watched an episode of Trigun years ago. I gotta give that another shot. Yeah. I haven't slept much, but on Minecraft a lot. You need to sleep. Oh. That's some good suggestions, chat. Thank you. Then Lisa's Death Parade. Nice. Very nice, chat. But now we'll go ahead and get to, I believe, JT's last question, chat. Last question. Isn't it? What classic horror monster is due for a revamp or renaissance? And so when I saw this question, Chad, I instantly thought of like the classic Universal monsters, so like Dracula and Frankenstein, etc., and Wolfman. And I thought one that doesn't get enough love that I think would be really cool to see, Chad, you could do a cool creature feature with. Almost like set in the Amazon, much like the original movie. As Creature from the Black Lagoon, Chad. You know I'm a sucker for a good sci-fi horror monster movie, Chad. You know I love stuff like The Thing or Alien. And so I would love to do a survival horror movie of the Creature from the Black Lagoon, Chad, where you're following this group of people. Maybe it's a research team, and they've heard of these, maybe they're there for other purposes, and they've heard this local legend of the creature from the Black Lagoon, and they're trying to find this thing, and it's this horrific fucking monster that is slowly picking them off over time, Chad. Like, you can almost, I would love it, because now it seems Universal partnered with Blumhouse is getting their shit in order. With After the Invisible Man was so goddamn good. We know they got that Ryan Gosling Wolfman movie in production. They have that new Frankenstein, 80s Frankenstein movie in the works now. Like, I would love to see a Creature from the Black Lagoon movie. Like, that's a big one, and but in the same tone, if you will, Chad. It has like kind of the in terms of the viciousness and just the horror vibe, like something that would just like very scary, like something like Alien. Like I would love something like that where the creature is just. I mean, I don't want a guy in the fucking frog suit. No, like let's get really scary with it. And so make the creature act like the alien, where it's very intelligent and it's just horrifically murdering these people. I think that would be really cool. Gantz, very highly recommend anime and manga. Thank you, Lee, for the suggestion. If I've seen Kevin Smith's horror film, it says yes, and I hate it. It's different, but it still has the Smithism. You know what? I was excited for that movie, and that was the last Kevin Smith movie I saw. And I was like, fuck this. I got so mad. I saw it in the theater. I love the whole concept. The concept of it is brilliant. Like how he came up with it on his podcast is really cool. But the actual movie, I hate that movie. I'm a sucker for body horror. You know that, guys. But no, my choice, I would love a Creature from the Black Lagoon creature feature set in the Amazon, rated R, bloody, gory. This thing is slowly picking these people off, and they're trying to survive. I would love that. I would love that, chat. But like you're just saying like Tusk in general. I'm thinking like classic though. I'm thinking like Tusk as a concept could work. It can work. It's very Misery-esque too. It's all the stuff. Like the whole thing about this guy just captures you and he's performing body horror experiments on you, turning you into a walrus. That's horrifying and also funny. But it's all the Kevin Smithisms that ruined it, sadly. Hazel, I should watch Asian horror movies. They have a lot of body. Oh no, Audition. Audition is great. That one scared the shit out of me. I gotta review that one someday. Like a prequel to Shape of Water. Yeah, it's like Shape of Water, except instead of sex, it's filled with a body horror. Human centipede type beat type vibe. Hopefully no mouth to asshole type thing. Show I've been sorry. Yeah, that was Doug Jones, Shape of Water. He's Saru on Star Trek Discovery. Yes, that's right. Yep, Ape Sapien, Hellboy 1 and 2, all right? Mm-hmm. But definitely the Creature from the Black. I want a Creature from the Black Lagoon reboot. That'd be really cool. In terms of some other ones I was thinking of, I guess you would consider them classics, but Freddy Krueger, chat. I would love it if they did a Nightmare on Elm Street spiritual successor in the same vein as the Halloween films. And so you guys know, I always say that I'm a big fan of 3 Nightmare on Elm Street movies, chat. The first one, the third one, Dream Warriors, and New Nightmare. I call it the Nancy trilogy since it revolves around the character of Nancy, who defeated Freddy Krueger in the first one, helped the kids in the third one, and then it was that very meta version. It was kind of Scream before Scream. But if you want to do a spiritual successor and get back a lot of the original actors from 3, and so whether Nancy dies or something, it's like, okay, like she dies, but then you have these other actors return, and that's the chronology that's the history you're following, chat. So you're ignoring all the other films. You do 1, you do 3, Dream Warriors, and you go on from there. Like I would love to see like what that would look like, chat. How you would create these new dream nightmare scenarios of Freddy Krueger. Let's get really weird with it. And so if you want to handle Freddy like they've recently, like what Joseph Gordon-Green and Danny McBride have done with Michael Myers and Laurie Strode in the Halloween franchise, like they're the 2018 movie and eventually Halloween Kills. That's what I want with Freddy Krueger. So that's a big one for me. That's a big one for me. And Killer Clowns. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Most recently watched that again for my Halloween watch party we did a couple months ago, chat, which was so much fun. And they've been throwing around ideas of a Killer Clowns sequel for years. And I think that'd become a lot of fun to do, like, I don't even know, like a mini series on Netflix or whatever. Let's just get as ridiculous and darkly comedic and gory as possible like that first movie and have a lot of fun with it. And I think you want to do like a proper sequel to that. That would be a blast. Those are kind of like my top. Hellraiser, which Hellraiser's happening. Thankfully, Hellraiser is happening, chat. They're turning that into an HBO series, which I'm so excited. That means they're taking that shit seriously. You're giving that to HBO? Oh, chat. They have such sights to show us. So I'm expecting good things from that. Keep in, Chris, do you like pickles on your burger? I do. I do like pickles on my burger. Killer Clowns was weird fun. It was. So much fun. Watching that for the watch party was so much fun. Which matches the cheesy nights were from. That would be fun to do. Can you see James Wan or Leigh Whannell doing a Creature remake? Yes, I can. Definitely. I'm not a big James Wan fan personally. In terms of his horror films, I know I've a lot. I liked his Jesus Christ, Furious 7, his Fast and Furious movie. But I'm not a fan of him as a horror director, which I know is like sacrilege to say. I don't know. I just never been the biggest fan. Leigh Whannell, on the other hand, I'm a big fan of. I would love to see him do a creature feature. That would be awesome. Thank you, Joe, for the 10 biddies. Yeah, one's producing the Van Helsing movie. Yep. Leprechaun needs another shot. It's had a lot of shots. The thing is, that franchise was never good to begin with. I think Jordan Peele is producing a People Under the Stairs remake. That one would be great. That one I would love. Yeah, good pick, Chad. Good pick. It's great. It's a good movie. That's probably my second favorite Wes Craven movie. I love that one. It goes Scream, People Under the Stairs, and then the original Nightmare. So that's official. I thought it was. I thought it was official. Yeah. Yes, Leprechaun needs to stay out of the hood. Agreed. Milky Mac, good to see you. Hope you're doing very well. Just answering some Patreon questions. So those would be my three choices, chat. Creature in the Black Lagoon, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Killer Clowns from Outer Space, whether they get sequels or remakes. But definitely a spiritual sequel for Nightmare, proper reboot for Creature in the same vein as Invisible Man. Make it a creature feature, very bloody, very gory, all that. Very akin to Alien, and Killer Clowns, a sequel, goddammit. That's what I want. And now, chat, we're going to go ahead, and this one is going to be a big question, chat. So if I don't get to Call Me Hazel's questions, I will get to them next week, obviously. But this one comes from Deadpool, chat. Oh, and again, thank you to JT Asmussen for being a subscriber on my Patreon and being a Revenite subscriber. Appreciate that so much, my friend. Hope you enjoyed the answers. But here is Deadpool's questions. The DCCU, my DC Cinematic Universe, chat. Kind of like what I would do for the DC Cinematic Universe, is a big hit and well within its second phase. Yes, it is. I'll return to that someday, too. Rivaling Marvel at the box office, and you, Chris Juicy Herman, is the talk of the Hollywood for bringing success to DC. Goddamn right. You get a phone call from Disney wanting you to be the creative vision behind Star Wars. You're given a blank check and full creative control over your own trilogy. You can remake any of the other movies. You can make sequels, or you can create your own, like maybe a Knights of the Republic trilogy or series. So what would your Star Wars trilogy look like? Let's start with the general overview. If you want, we can go into casting or wait until next time. May the Force be with you, Deadpool. Thank you for the question. Thank you for being a Juicy Gamer subscriber. So we'll get into casting next time. But so I had some ideas for this, chat. Now, I mean, of course, I would want to do a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic film series, chat, telling the story of Revan, incorporating some of the story elements from the sequel, the Sith Lords, Knights of the Old Republic 2. Like, that would definitely be on my docket, chat. I would change certain things around, like how you start the game. So the whole premise of Star Wars Knights of the Republic, chat, it pretty much, it starts 4,000 years before the events of A New Hope. So it's long ago, chat, long ago in the galaxy. And where the Republic is engaged in a war with the Sith. The Jedi are quite prominent still. And you play this character who's kind of stuck in the middle of that war. And you find out that you are naturally gifted in the Force. you are trained. It does not take you long to master these abilities, chat. And, spoilers, this game's nearly 20 years old at this point. There's big spoilers, chat. So throughout the game, you get these visions. You get these visions, chat. And the reason why the Jedi train you is because you learn of this device called the Star Forge, which is capable of harvesting the energy of stars and producing raw materials and massive armies, chat. That's what it does. And it's a secret weapon that was developed even thousands of years ago. And you know this look, and for some reason you have this knowledge, you have these visions, and you also have these visions of the most powerful Dark Lord of the Sith at the time, Darth Revan, who died. He was killed, apparently, Shad, in a raid on his capital ship, and for whatever reason, you're seeing these visions of him and his discovery of the Star Forge, and you're going to all these locations and planets, getting companion characters who are joining you on your crusade, Shad, to find this and stop the Sith, stop this invasion. Now, there's a big twist in the game, chat, where you actually find out, because it's a mystery. Like, why are you so powerful? Why do you have these natural abilities? Why are you getting these visions of this guy? And you find out, chat, through the main villain of the game, whose name is Darth Malak, that, no, you're just not some random schmuck. You're Darth Revan. The Jedi captured you, destroyed your mind, manipulated you. It's like some goddamn Manchurian candidate shit, and they've been using you as a way to find this thing. And you would go like, holy shit, it's one of the biggest twists in all of video games, chat. Or you find out, oh, I'm the bad guy. Oh, I was the bad guy. And you can choose whether to be a new person or to go down that same path in that original vision you had as Darth Revan. And I would love to do a film series. Ooh, show with a $5 donation. Thank you. Big trouble in Little China. Thank you, show, for the $5 donation. My heart is pitter-pattering. My heart's pitter-pattering. Thank you so much. Oh, but that would be my thing. So that's the big the reveal, Chad, is that you are Darth Revan. It's like, holy shit, it's a big moment. And so I would love to totally separate it from the original trilogy, from Star Wars of that era, from the Galactic Civil War, the prequels, all, my idea for a new sequel trilogy. Like, I would think it'd be cool. And this is a part of my general. I have other ideas too, but just to, because you mentioned KOTOR, I would do that. I would do either a trilogy or 4 film series. We'll get into casting. I do have ideas for casting for that. I do. But I think that whole general premise where you kind of see the galaxy in a whole new light, you have this big twist, it would be really interesting to me. I would love something like that. The twist is no for those who played the video games, but to have that would, oh my God. That's why I also want a Knights of the Republic video game, a proper third one, or, proper sequel to Revan's story. And you follow him or her on her journey. I had a male Revan. I also plays a female Revan too. But yeah, I would definitely do a KOTOR adaptation. I would expand upon it, get rid of the stuff that does not work, update certain things. But I would do either a trilogy or a quadrilogy, if you will, following the story of Revan, introducing maybe some other characters from the sequel, like Kreia. Kreia's very important. I'm not a big fan of KOTOR 2. There's things about KOTOR 2 I love, and Kreia is one of those things. As this Darth Treya. So I would love that. Thank you for the videos. That drink was from Clem Hazel and Chris. Thank you. Thank you so much. A drink? You mean the $5? Thank you so much. What do you think about the Yuuzhan Vong? I would love to see the Yuuzhan Vong in some capacity in the future. I wouldn't mind that at all. They're a cool threat, like a biomechanical, like civilization. Always liked them in the books. But that will be a KOTOR quadrilogy, chat. Either have 3 or 4 movies personally. Now, some other ideas that I had, I would love to do an adaptation of the Thrawn trilogy, chat. So, let me back up. So, for the sequel, let's say, okay, so I have my KOTOR ideas. That's just something I would do that would be separated from that era of Star Wars, chat, from the prequels, the original, and the new trilogy. Now, if I were to redo the new trilogy, chat, I would make certain changes. And this is my general concept for it, chat. For the sequel trilogy, it takes place much like it does in the movies 30 plus years later, or 30, 40, however long it is, after the events of the original films. Yeah, you have that gap. I would have this imperial insurrection is growing in the galaxy. The new Republic government, chat, has become unequipped to handle this insurrection. Kind of like think of the New Order, chat. The First Order, whatever. This resurrected empire as the neo-Nazis, chat. Like the ideas for the sequel trilogy, like with the Empire, was interesting. It was like that's cool. You have these fervent people who have like said no during the original trilogy, the Empire was the best, and we want to make the galaxy great again. That's what they want to do. And the New Republic, over the years, chat, has just sadly become ineffective and corrupt. And you have this growing insurrection, and they're unable to handle it yet. This growing imperial threat that's continuing to pick up all these systems. You have Luke Skywalker. I would establish that Luke Skywalker and the Jedi have vanished. They are trying to find the source. I would not have Luke just being some hermit. Like I like what Mark Hamill did, but I didn't like the circumstances how it all ended up. I would have where they're trying to find the source of this insurrection, this powerful, like the Sith are dead, but there's something that has succeeded them. These dark side users that seem to be behind this resurrected imperial insurrection. I would have that. My idea though to kind of bring everything together in one is this was rumored way back in the day, chat. But I would love it's like the Neo Empire, if you will, exactly. Like the person who was behind this, who has been in the shadows for decades, should have been Darth Plagueis. Chat should have been Darth Plagueis in the beginning. That it would be Darth Plagueis. He's because he was so weakened from his attempted assassination by Palpatine. He seemingly died, but he did not. And he's been in the background just waiting for the Empire to fall and slowly gaining power. But he realized that the Sith was a flawed system. The Rule 2 was a flawed system, and he wants to do something different. And he used the remnants of the Empire, chat, was left over from 30 years to grow again and to create, chaos around the galaxy and capitalize on that chaos, chat, against a weakened Republic. That's what it should have been from the very beginning. Now the other thing I would do now, so that's the general premise of it. I also have Plagueis. He was behind the fall. I like the idea of Leia and Han's son being corrupted by this individual, and he's a part of the organization. I think that's great. He's part of this new iteration of the dark side. Like the whole Sith is like Darth Vader fulfilled the prophecy, Chad. He was the chosen one. He fulfilled the prophecy. He defeated the Sith, but now it's taken on a new form. Like the dark side doesn't go away. It's going to continue on, Chad. Like Palpatine. I have an idea for Palpatine, but he would not be a main character. That comes later on. I want to expand upon these ideas. This is like general concept, how I'm viewing the state of the galaxy at this point. So that would be like the initial premise of my first movie. So this is this is quote unquote the Force Awakens shit. This is the opening crawl. You get all this information. There's some mysterious force that has, resurrected the Empire. They're causing chaos across the galaxy. More systems are falling under their fold because they want to be protected because of an ineffective New Republic. That's what it would be. Now, for the things that we got in the Force Awakens chat, so characters like Finn and Rey, I'm fine with them being in there. Like, I love the idea of Finn being a stormtrooper for this resurrected Empire, except, his family was killed and he was forced to become a soldier, chat. Which, I think that's a cool story, but he decides, fuck it, I'm going AWOL. I'm leaving. I'm terrified of this. Thank you. Troublemaker for the 79 for the follow. Appreciate that. But one of the things that initiates his decision to leave is because he is force sensitive. He knows this, and he knows that if he's discovered to be force sensitive, he will then be, he will either be killed if he's not truly powerful enough by this Kylo Ren, by who this Ben Solo figure is going, whatever this character's name is now. I don't know if I'd call him Kylo Ren. I don't even understand the idea of the Knights of Ren. That would prove to be disappointing, chap. But this Ben Solo character would see that and either use him for whatever purposes or kill him because, oh, you're a threat to me. Like that, and that's his decision. So Finn is automatically force sensitive, which is what he should have been from the beginning, chat. You also have this character of Rey, chat, who is also force sensitive. And yes, they do come together and they go in this adventure, chat. It's very, I really like The Force Awakens a lot. So I would change certain elements, chat, like, in terms of the setting of the galaxy, what is actually going on. You get a sense of like, okay, what are the stakes? What's actually happening? Because you don't really understand, like with the New Republic, they don't really explain it. They don't spell it out for you in the beginning of that movie. It's like, okay, what's the state of the galaxy? Mine, you would know. You would know what's actually fucking happening. I think that's very important. And so you would have these two of these people come together. They have this connection, chat, and I would establish a romance between them. So one of the things that always frustrated me about The Force Awakens, or no, not The Force Awakens, like The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, is that it seemed to negate this obvious romance that was being established between the two of them. And I don't know if Rian Johnson didn't want them to be in a romance or whatever, or Kathleen Kennedy. I have no idea, but that just seemed obvious to me because they had such great chemistry. And that would be the kind of the focus of the film. They run across Han Solo. I would make Poe Dameron a bigger part of the story. You know, I would also, the whole thing with Finn not telling anybody that I am part of the First Order, it's like, fuck that. He would be like, no, I'm on the fucking run from these guys. They want to hurt me. They want to kill me. And so I would have him be very honest with Rey. Poe Dameron would join the adventure with them, chat. So you get the three of them together. That was one of the biggest flaws there's many flaws of this new trilogy. One of the biggest flaws is that the three of them don't interact with each other until like the tail end, the very end of The Last Jedi. It's like, you kidding me? And so you would follow the three of them. They would run across Han Solo, Chewbacca. You would have that story. They would both, Finn and Rey, would have that father figure they've been craving their entire life in Han Solo. They would go on this adventure. And you would play out where you learn more about Han's history, what happened between him and Leia. I think that's all good. That'll work for me in the movie. And then you learn slowly about his son, Ben. Also for Ben Solo, one of the things that bothered me, because I think Adam Driver, for the most part, did the best of what he could. But I think it would have been really cool if Ben had the personality of his father, who he also resented. Like, that would have interested me. So he was more of like, yeah, he's an evil son of a bitch, but he's kind of like that, you know, come on, help me help you. Like, he's that kind of guy, like a very different take on a dark side user. Like, he's a little more ambivalent. He's, he comes across like almost kind of like a scoundrel, like a rogue, like his dad. That to me would be really cool. Like, he's more personable. He's more personable. He has a lopsided smile when he's talking to you, but then you also cut your fucking head off. Like, to get like a villain like that, he's a guy you love to hate because almost like Loki-esque in a way. I think that would have been really, really cool to have that, chat. And you know, I always imagined a scenario like, unlike the thing where we saw in The Force Awakens, where Kylo has Rey, you know, in that goddamn, like, you know, torture chamber where she's all, cuffed to a chat, like she's just bolted down to it. To me, I think it would have been really cool if instead of that, he just like, hey, like invites her to dinner and does like that whole thing and try to charms her. Because that's what her dad, that's what his dad would have done. And so you get a lot of the Han Solo personality in this dark side user. And where Rey is just getting increasingly frustrated at this guy because he's just kind of messing with her. Like, that's his thing. His charm is part of his seductiveness and his effectiveness at being a dark side user. I think that would be really cool with that kind of character. Instead of just kind of this edgelord. I mean, I like the idea of like an edgelord Darth Vader wannabe. And he can have that whole thing. It was like, I want to be like my grandfather complex too, added into there. And like the whole charming facade, it's a facade. But I would like to see a charming side of Kylo Ren. So that would be a big thing in my first movie, right? So you would have the trifecta dynamic between Rey, Finn, Poe Dameron. They would go on the adventure of Han. Both Finn and Rey are Force sensitive. And, you know, so we have the same thing that it plays out. Rey is captured by Kylo Ren. Finn, he has this obvious connection to Rey. Because of their Force sensitivity, but also because he's falling in love with her, and he's like, I have to save her. You know, she was, one of the first people to actually believe in me. We got to go, and he does that whole thing with Han. I also think it's important in the movie to have a conversation initially before Han's death with his son. So I wish there was more between Ben and Han. So I would also have a scene in the movie where you actually have like a proper conversation. Like, it doesn't end in a fucking lightsaber stab to the tummy or anything like that. But like a proper conversation between Han Solo and his son beforehand. It's just to establish a sense of like, okay, what happened between them? Where's this resentment coming from? Like, there was a really good scene in the director's cut, just a deleted scene of Force Awakens, where Kylo Ren goes on the Millennium Falcon, is just looking around, just sitting down the cockpit, and Adam Driver uses his body language quite effectively because you can see he remembers everything, like even where he sits It's like I really love that scene. I needed more than that. I need more of that. And I think it would have been good to have a conversation between Kylo and Han initially before, what happens at the end. Also, I would have avoided the whole thing with him falling into a goddamn pit, and it's like, you're stabbing my tummy. Like, I think that would have been good. So if it plays out very similar for no fucking, Star Killer base, fuck that. They don't have that, they're not that powerful. They don't have that kind of technology. I don't want any of that kind of shit, chap. Ray's non-character looks like nothing from her man, Dame. Well, that's the thing. I would also, make Ray flawed. That's what you need, too. And so, because she's able to do, all these things, so I would have it where she doesn't know how to fucking fly. I think that would be interesting. Maybe she's good at everything she does, and I think you need to establish, she's not good at some things. Like Luke was. Luke was not good at everything that he did in the original trilogy, and he failed. You need to have that with Rey, too. So you need to make her a flawed character. So obviously, I would have that in there. That's obvious. So maybe instead of her being a fucking pilot, she doesn't know how to fucking fly. or she's force sensitive, but she doesn't know how to fight. There's certain things that you could do with her. So maybe she's a great pilot, but she has no idea how to fucking hold a lightsaber. She's like, I don't know what to do. And that's that's one of the other things. So it would have the whole ending where they fucking come in to save the day. They got to stop the Imperial fleet, insurrection's Imperial fleet or whatever. You would have Leia in there. And then she, instead of having Rey engage in a battle, Rey or Finn, because my whole thing is neither Rey nor Finn should have been able to defeat Kylo Ren. Neither of them. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. He's a trained Jedi. He's a trained dark side user. No. I think what you would need to do is to have it he would kick both of their asses, shit. He would go boom, boom, you're dead. I would almost have to play the duel different. I would have him duel them in the third and final act. But he's laughing the whole time. Again, imagine Han Solo, who knows how to use a lightsaber, battle chat, and he's dueling these guys with one hand, both at the same time, and it's nothing to him. It's absolutely nothing to him, chat. And he's just laughing and defeats them easily. Fucking backhands them, and it's like, this is the best of the Jedi that you can do. You want to be Jedi, you're nothing. And he defeats them. What are you guys saying right here? They recently said Rey found something from a down Y-wing that made her a pilot. Yeah, see, there's not enough there. You gotta make them flawed. And so I would not have Rey or Finn win. Both of them are force sensitive, chat. In my trilogy, they're gonna become proper Jedi or Sith. But they're soundly defeated by Kylo Ren. But in order to rescue them, also I would have it where it's a big thing. I would not have Han dying over a precipice and falling, to his death. I would instead have his death scene, or at least where he's mortally wounded in the forest. So let's just say the Empire has this base. It's not a fucking Death Star, whatever. They go and rescue Rey. That's the thing. And the Rebel fleet attacks this while they're trying to get them, or the New Resistance, or Republic fleet, or what have you. I hate the idea of another Death Star. It's stupid. It does not fucking work. Stop doing it. All right. And so, in order to save, Rey and Finn, Han has to confront his son. We kind of have that conversation between them, Kylo, Ben, no, I'm not going to call him Kylo. Ben knows what he needs to do, and he mortally wounds his father, and Han is there. And maybe that's what initiates, Rey and Finn trying to fight Ben. It was he's mortally wounded, he falls to the ground, Chewie's injured as well, but Ben easily defeats everybody, chap. I would then have it where it's, because one of the things I wish is that the original three were together, chat. The original three, Luke, Leia, and Han. And during the point of the film, you'd have it where Han and Finn and Rey, whoever else, they go to the Resistance base or whatever, or this paramilitary base of the New Republic that's being run by Leia. Han would say, you need to call him. You need to call him to help. And you're thinking, who is that? Who does Leia need to call? Because the whole point of the movie, chat, Luke Skywalker has vanished. He's gone. No one knows where he is or the Jedi are. They've gone to hiding due to this insurrectionist, dark side, Imperial threat. And she goes, okay. The person she would call is Luke in order to help them with this situation. He found two Force-sensitive people. They want to try to save their son. And so, the whole scene, chat, at the end of the film when, Ben is reaching, remember Ben is reaching for the lightsaber, chat, using the Force, and it, flies past him, chat? The person who would grab it wouldn't be Rey. It would be Luke Skywalker. And it's the one thing, Ben has said, I'm the top dog in this movie. No one, he's always got a sly fucking smirk on his face, chat. Whether he deals with anyone in the new resurrected Empire, whether they deal with his dad or Rey or Finn, but the first time that smirk drops on his face is when he sees his uncle Luke Skywalker. And he goes, fuck, because he knows as powerful as he is, he can't beat that motherfucker. And Luke just lays into him, Chad. And you see after this big, just fucking like him being a badass. Like, I want Ben just to be feared in this movie until he's soundly defeated. And has to run away, has to do a strategic retreat to make sure that Luke tries to kill him, or just to avoid like any other losses, he has to escape. And Luke defeats him. Luke then, the Millennium Falcon comes in, all that bullshit. He takes Han, he takes everyone else there. They go to the base, and you have that final true ending between the trifecta, chat. Han is mortally wounded, took a fucking lightsaber to the gut. All right, and he don't come back from that. He's mortally wounded, and you have that scene between, and Chewie's in there, and Chewie's fucking in there, chat. You have it where, Han, Luke, and Leia all say goodbye. They say, Luke and Leia say goodbye to Han, chat, as he's dying. That's what you have. That's your send-off for Han Solo. So it really fucks. You see the three of them together, chat, for the first time in 40 years. The first time in 40 years, and it's when Han dies. That's how you fucking sell the movie. And then you have it where the big fucking reveal so Ben, he lost to his uncle, obviously, chat, in the duel. He goes to speak to the new ruler of the Empire, chat, this insurrectionist empire, the new order, if you, I call them new order. I like that better. And it's revealed to be Darth Plagueis. All that shit, cool. But then you have the very end where Luke recognizes the abilities of Rey and Finn, and he takes them to, like, you need to be Jedi. You need to be Jedi. I can train you. And you have all these questions about Rey's past and everything. I'd have that in there too. She doesn't know who she is, where she came from. That'd be fine. I have ideas for that in the future. But they go together, Rey and Finn, because they also have this bond. They clearly have romantic feelings for each other at this point. They go together. And it's revealed Luke's Jedi Order. I don't know. I mean, I always thought it'd be cool to go back to Yavin, because that was where Luke established his Jedi Academy. Or maybe let's just say he has his Jedi Academy, and we go there, chat, and we see that he has established a Jedi Academy on a new planet. You get fucking, Ahsoka Tano. You get Ezra Bridger. They're the new master. Like, all that shit. Like, what? You get the big fucking reveal, chat. His new Jedi Council has Ahsoka, has Ezra Bridger, has Cal Kestis, has Kyle Katarn. They're all there. Right there at the fucking end. And it's like, holy shit. And it's a whole new order. And that's how you fucking end the movie, chat. You go up to the stars and it goes, Star Wars! And that's what you do. That would be my first movie, chat. That would be my Force Awakens. You set up the new adventures with Grandmaster Luke Skywalker, all the new Jedi, Finn and Rey's relationship, the return, the threat of Darth Plagueis, who we just only heard about in a story from Revenge of the Sith. Now he's like, oh shit, this is the guy Papa Palpatine was talking about. That's what you would do. Is Mara Jade there? Maybe. I haven't thought that all the way forward yet. This is just my basic ideas of what I would like to see. Personally, for me. So I know I did my coach. What about that? Would you like that in a Force Awakens chat? Are these some good ideas? What about George Lucas? Oh, of course he's there. He's always in the background. I gotta get my fucking money. These are all my ideas, technically. Yes, I knew these words. Says Carmi Hazel. Narsho, love it. Love that idea. Sounds cool. Okay, and this is a cool idea. I like that bit in this version. Is a cool guy instead of... Yeah, exactly. He's Han Solo if he was a dark side user. He's just like, oh, come on. Come on, work with me here. Like, I would love that. Could have been the current sequel trilogy. I mean, yeah, I also have it, just based on, I mean, hindsight is 2020, of course. Hindsight is 2020. You can go ahead and also you can who's this guy Rhett? You can go ahead and ban that guy Rediad or whatever the hell his name is. He keeps fucking spamming. I'm sick of that. He keeps fucking spamming the chat. You can go ahead and ban him. Yeah, so that's episode 7, chat, The Force Awakens in my Star Wars trilogy. That's what I do. I do a KOTOR trilogy, quadrilogy chat. In terms of some other movies I do, I think it'd be like I like Rogue One a lot. I really like. I'll come back next week, Deadpool, and say what my version of Last Jedi would be and Rise of Skywalker would be. I'll tell you what, Last Jedi would be fucking dark. It would get very dark, chat. But for Rogue One, which I really like, my biggest issue of Rogue One is there was too many characters in the movie. There was too many characters, and there were characters that didn't necessarily need to be there. And they could have done what I wish they would have done is they would have combined some characters into one. And so Jyn Erso as a character is non-existent. Like, her whole thing is that her dad worked in the Death Star. That's about it. That's all she is. Whereas Cassian Andor, to me, is clearly the more interesting character, chap, both because of his relationship with K2SO. He's a rebel, but it's a very dark version of what we've seen, like a rebel spy, shooting people in the back and shit. So what I would have done to consolidate characters is, or just switch them or whatever you do. You combine both of them into one character, chat. One character, so we know Cassian or Jyn is what her dad did. She escaped the Empire, and she's been with the rebellion for years, chat, and she's one of their most effective soldiers, but little does everyone else know that her dad built the goddamn Death Star, chat, and so her own loyalty is put into question because of this, and she goes on this mission. I would get rid of the whole Bodhi pilot thing because he's just, again, nothing wrong with Riz Ahmed. Riz Ahmed's a great actor. He just don't give him anything to do. I would still have Chirrut in there. I would still have his other friend in there, too, and K2SO. And that's what the story would be. It'd be more maybe it'd be better to make it a series, honestly, so you can actually learn about who these people are. Maybe a mini-series where you learn who these characters all are. Because that was my big... It was like too many characters, and I would have liked more of a relationship between Krennic and, in my version, Cassian/Jyn, whatever you want to call them. I think that would have been it. Yeah. That's what... Oh, no, Chirrut is Donnie Yen's character. He was. K2SO was great, and I would have that. But yeah, that was the biggest problem I had with that movie is just that Jyn is just such a nothing character outside of her. And I'm not blaming the actress who played. I forget the actress who played her, but it's because she wasn't given a lot to do. And so that would be very important to me is you would combine them into one person, and you'd have that. That would be the story. Felicity Jones, that's it. Felicity Jones. K2SO was amazing. Goddamn Alan Tudyk killed it as that character. Love that. And then there's the big reason. The reason why they're not doing a Jyn Erso series is because they're doing a Cassian Andor series. It's because Cassian is an infinitely more interesting character. And Saw Gerrera did nothing wrong. I would have Saw Gerrera, but he would play a bigger role in that instead of that cameo Forrest Whitaker did. It's funny how Saw Gerrera has gotten more screen time and other things than in the movie he was introduced in, or at least the live-action version of the character. I know he came in Clone Wars first. I know. So that was it. That's what the Andor series will be, hopefully. I'm hoping so, too, Horrible One. Yeah, half his scenes got cut. They did reshoots. Yeah, you know what? I want to return to this Deadpool someday because I have some other ideas for this. So let's go. I'm going to touch on this again next week because I have an idea for the Thrawn trilogy. I have a survival Star Wars horror movie idea. So hope you like that, Deadpool. I hope I answered that, but I have more. I will touch on this again next week. Because now, Chad, I want to get to some other questions. I want to get to some of Color Me Hazel's questions, which he submitted here. Yes. 2 hours for next week. Well, I'm going to be doing this for at least another 10 minutes. So if I don't get through all of Color Me Hazel's questions, I will then continue with your questions next week, Color Me Hazel. This is again, Deadpool, thank you so much for being a subscriber on my Patreon. I hope you liked my answer. I hope I will continue to expand upon it when I do Class in the Glass cast with a little bit of sass for your ass next Thursday. But this is Color Me Hazel's first question. She says, what mythical or fictional character? Wow-wee-wah. Thank you so much, Narjo, for the gifted sub to King. Thank you. Thank you, Narjo. You can answer them next. Oh, no, I'm going to answer a few of yours. I can answer some of these, definitely. Some of these it won't take too long to expand upon. Thank you, Narjo, for the gifted sub. Appreciate that. Thank you for all the generosity tonight, guys. Means a lot. But no, I can answer this next one you have here. What mythical or fictional character would improve the world the most if it existed? The thing is, I thought about this, and I think because of just the state of the world and how how so many of us feel disenfranchised and so cynical that no matter what positive influence there would come in, Chad, like the end all be all, like best person, they have all these good intentions, they'd still be questioned no matter what in the end, I think. But if I had to pick some people, even though I know it's like, look how the movie's played out, I'm like, Superman's an obvious choice, Chad, because, Superman in the comics, he's very forthright, he's very honest, he's just a genuinely good person. He's unlike Batman, who's clearly psychotic, like he has a good moral compass. Then we saw how the world would be like, nah, he's a fucking menace, he's a threat in the Zack Snyder abomination films. But Superman would definitely be one I think could make the world a much better place, Chad. Captain America, Chad. Steve Rogers, Chris Evans' version of the character. He would be such a positive influence, I think, and we saw that. Just a genuinely good person. But again, people are like, well, he's from America, and we don't like America, or it'll be the other way, and people will be like, well, he's American, so should only help Americans. So people would fucking argue over it. But I'm just thinking like people that seem to just be genuinely really good and decent people and who want to help. He's possibly an allegory for Jesus too. He has been in the past. Superman, Captain America, Gandalf, Chad, Gandalf. He just wants to fucking help people and smoke weed. What's wrong with that? Well, I'm sure some people would find a way to criticize him. But those are my top three, Chad. Superman, Captain America, and Gandalf. What about you guys? What do you want? Goddamn right, Chris. We do need a Captain America ring. We do. Genies, because you could then wish for the rest to exist. But some people would take advantage of the gray or white. Both. Both versions are great. Yeah, gray, Gandalf the gray and Gandalf the white. What about the rest of you guys? How are you feeling about this? Mr. Rogers, you need him back more now than ever, Chad. And people still credit. Fox News went after Mr. Rogers. Fox News went after Mr. Rogers back in the day. It's like, you fucking kidding me? Oh, my Lord. Yeah. On Cthulhu, Chris? Oh, just to fucking end it all. Just like, all right, at this point, just fuck it. Just destroy humanity. Juicy. You need another Juicy? I can use another Juicy. He can help me out. Another Juicy can help me out. And Jules from Pulp Fiction is walking the earth, righting wrongs. That's right. The Penitent Man. CGI, Jeff Keighley. Tall, we all need a tall vampire later. Yeah. Nice. Aragorn, yeah. He's a true king of Gondor, chat. That's right. Gondor needs aid. Gondor calls for aid. He would help us out. He's a good guy. Strider, also known as Strider, chat. No, definitely. Aragorn, like a lot of Lord of the Rings characters would be good people. Samwise Gamgee, chat, Bilbo. Those are all very good people. And Given Soul, my day's been very good, man. No, it's been a great day. RET remake, Claire? Fair enough. Want that Jill monster that makes you happy from SCP. Gollum? I don't know about that one. Blade would be good. Spider-Man? Maybe some people say he's a menace. Some people say he was a menace. But there's some good suggestions, chat. Shrek, because Shrek is love. Shrek is life. It's true. It's true. These are some good answers, chat. I like them. Now, these people would all make the world a better place. Most of them, at the very least. Most of them. But yeah, those are my personal top three. Color Me Hazel, Superman, Captain America, and Gandalf, white and or gray. I think they would nail it. God, this next question is I have to go into really specific detail, and it's movies that exceed my lowered expectations, and there's a lot with that one. So I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that for next week. I'm gonna save that one for next week, Color Me Hazel, because I selected like 10 movies. And I want to explain each and every one of them. I want to do that properly. I want to do that. Pikachu would be great. So that one I'm going to save because that's a very good question. And there was a lot. And many I ate crow on. I'm like, wow, this is much better than I could have thought. And I will admit to that, chat. But we'll save that for next week. It's an excellent question you asked, though. So we'll go to your next question right here. This will be the last question we do for today, chat. The year 2020 was horrible for many reasons. Yes, I agree. What would you say was the best moment of the year for me, for you personally? So, I mean, for me, Chad, it's deciding to go full-time streamer. To stream for full-time, Chad, be a content creator. I was at a point in my life where I said I am not, the amount of work that I'm doing, I realized it was not going to be possible to do both. Both of my day job, what I do for Double Toasted, and what I do for my own content. It's like I was like, I have to end. And the one that made me miserable was my day job. You know, I didn't like working there. I just didn't feel like I was even an effective employee. Like, I was like, they need someone who's dedicated there. And I just was not dedicated. I was doing my job. I was doing my work, of course, what I was obligated to do, but I had no passion for it, Chad. I had zero, Chad, 0.0% passion for what I was working at my J job. And I wanted to work on something I was passionate about and I loved. And that was what I do with Twitch and what I do with Double Toasted. Because it made me happy. You know, one of the things in my life that I said, I'm going to do this, was I want to do something for a living that I love. Like, that's a rare thing. Like, a lot of people don't get to experience that. Some people just go to their job, and you have these stories like, I hate my job, I complain about my job, and I get paid for it because I get money, because I have to need all these things. But I wanted to do something where it's like, whatever might happen, I said, listen, I want to at least try. I want to at least try to do this, and so I'm not waking up every day just going, ugh. Like, I don't want to experience that ever again, Chad. Like, that's a feeling that will weigh upon your shoulders, Chad. It'll weigh you down. It'll hurt you psychologically, physically as a person. I wanted to experience something that I was actually happy about, I had pride in, I had passion about. And so making the decision to go full-time was by far the best decision I made this year, and the best thing, or last year. And the best thing that I made for myself, because I love doing this. I love engaging with you guys through this. I want to make it better for you, and you've made like, seriously. I've said this before, but you make doing this so much fun, and it's healthy for me both psychologically and physically, chat. Like, you have no idea like how much this means to me. Be able to do this for a living and to be able to earn enough where I can support myself. It's absolutely incredible. And I know that's a very rare thing, and I'm not going to squander this exceptional opportunity I have. And so that's why I got to raise my glass to you guys. Like, seriously, chat. May the wings of the never as a feather. You're shaking the pillars of heaven as we speak. Thank you for letting me do this, for allowing me for this to be a reality. Seriously, thank you so much. Cheers and salute to you. Your job made you sleep deprived, so leaving it was a great choice, which is much better. Thank you. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Thank you, guys. Yeah, like, doing this has been absolutely incredible. And I want to keep making it better. I want to keep doing. I want to improve upon other things. And so, yeah, it's everything's coalescing. Everything's going the direction I want it to go in, chat. And of course, your feedback has been extremely helpful. You can't spell our mouse without Herman. That's very true. Make said that was touching. I gotta go punch something in the chest. I gotta punch something now. Too much love. So one highlight of 2020 was getting your. Yes, no, I appreciate this new chair. My back thanks you. My back significantly thanks you, chat. No doubt about it. Thank you so much for the chair. Yeah. So, yeah. To new adventures, chat. Thank you, Narjo, for the 100 biddies. Thank you so much. Yeah, to new adventures and to just making this an even more robust and fun experience for you guys. Alex Bernal, and you found a video editor. Yeah, I can't wait to work with you. Also, the message. Thank you, Alex Bernal. I will communicate with you, and we can work something out. We can definitely work something out. I'll get in touch with you very, very soon. I'll probably get in touch with you tomorrow because I do have to go up to Austin in a bit, chat. But I bet I will do that. Fuck yeah, I love being here with you in the chat every night, even though it's with you or DT. I'm always glad to be a part of both communities. Thank you. No, I'm like I said before, chat, I'm very, very thankful for the Double Toasted community. Without them, I would probably not be where I am right now. It has been an incredible boon. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that, and I'm very thankful for what Corey and Martin have done for me and have encouraged me to do and allowing me to grow and do things even on my own. It's been an amazing experience. Ronnie, hey Chris, I'm here. Our Black Panther, Qui-Gon Jinn. Oh, you're three. Our Black Panther, Qui-Gon Jinn. Nice, good choices. Batches, welcome to the stream. I was just answering some questions from my Patreon. Hey, says yes, the twerking. Yeah, what am I doing in Austin? I am going to be on Double Toasted's Twitch channel. We're going to be doing 8-Bit Crumbs, chat. Dude, much love, Chris. Oh, glad to be here. Thank you so much. Especially without DT, you never met with Mama Cole. It's true, the love of your life, and become a young white dad. That's true. Yeah, no, it's been an amazing experience. CBR, thank you so much for resubscribing and gifting a sub to Larry Miguel. Thank you so much. Thank you for gifting that sub. Deadpool, thank you for me. Whoa, we got a hype train going. Wow, we all bro family, bro. So. Hopefully you, through all that word salad chat, you understood, you get what I'm saying. Just thank you. At the end of the day, thank you so much for making this happen and for allowing me to do this. It's been amazing. I can't wait to make it better for you guys. CBR, thank you for the 50 biddies. Rainmaker, you sir are awesome. Can't wait. Thank you. No, you're awesome. No, you guys are the real heroes. Thank you, chat. We're going to talk in them stocks on 8-bit tonight. That's exactly what we're going to do. How's I'm going to say, hell, if it weren't for you, Chris, I probably wouldn't have given up completely. But you inspire me to continue. Much love to you and your community. No, thank you, Joe. I'm glad to see your Twitch channel growing. That's been amazing to see. I'm glad to help in any capacity, man. I'm glad to hear that. Glad it's going well for you. Yeah, chat. Thank you for the hype train, chat. Wow, well, we will. I'll stay here until the hype train is over, chat. Continue talking with you. I will finish the rest of Color Me Hazel's question next week, and I will expand upon Deadpool Star Wars question, chat, because I have some more ideas for that. No, Chris, you're breathtaking. Thank you, Deadpool. Thank you so much. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the Class in the Glass cast. For you guys, a little bit of sass. Then again, thank you to my Juicy Gangster and Revenite subscribers. It means a lot to me. You guys would submit these questions and enjoy hearing back from me. It's cool. And as I always say, chat, please feel free to submit any critiques or ideas you have for the future or things you think that maybe need to be addressed. You know how to contact me via social media. Thank you so much. Wow, we show. Thank you for the $3 donation. Thank you. Wow, we remember my questions are reserved to be last. Yes, I remember that. Reserved to be last. I'll keep that in mind also. Oh, I'll get through all of them. You mean with a lot of sass? I got extra sass. Always. Class in the glass for your ass.